Hello, welcome back. I'm coming back to you from the fort again, and we are ready to pick up with chapter 6 in our reading of Dragon Masters Saving the Sun Dragon. So let's get started. I'm going to start with that last little page that we read of chapter 5 so we can just transition right into this new chapter. After dinner, Drake and Bo went to the room that they shared. Drake climbed into bed and fell asleep right away. He dreamed of rivers and big tombs shaped like triangles. Then the desert sky turned green, bright green, and Drake woke up. The green dragon stone around his neck was glowing brightly. Worm needs me, Drake thought. Then he heard Worm's voice inside his mind. Come now. Chapter 6 Worm Calls. Drake jumped out of bed. He shook Bo awake. Worm needs us, Drake cried. That was all Bo needed to hear. The boys raced downstairs to the door that led to the dragon training area. Drake tried to open it. It's locked, Drake cried. Good thing I have a key, said a voice. Drake and Bo turned around. Rory and Anna were standing there. Rory held up a key. Where did you get that? Drake asked. I swiped it from one of the castle guards when I first got here, Rory said. It's a skeleton key. It opens up all the locks in the castle. We came running as soon as we heard you two stomping down the hall, Anna added. We figured something was up. I'm glad you came, but please hurry, Drake said. Rory opened the door. When they got to Capri's cave, Worm was in front of it. How did Worm get out of his cave? Drake wondered. Worm, what's wrong? He asked. Worm nodded toward Capri. The gate to her cave was open, and the dragon master stepped inside. Griffith was asleep in the corner, and books were piled around him. Capri was asleep too, but she looked sicker than before. Her scales looked dull. She looked thin and pale. Her breathing was so loud and so heavy. The dragon masters were stunned. She wasn't this sick earlier, Rory said. Did that potion make her worse? Maybe it just didn't work at all, Bo said. We have to do something, Anna cried. Drake looked at Worm. Isn't there anything we can do? Drake whispered. Worm's body began to glow. Drake wasn't sure why, but he knew just what to do. He put one hand on Worm's snout and one hand on Capri's tail. Everybody touch Worm now, he yelled. Startled, his friends obeyed. They all laid their hands on Worm. Griffith's eyes snapped open. What is going on? The wizard asked. But before Drake could answer, green light exploded in the room, blinding them. Chapter 7 Faraway Lands. Drake felt weird. He couldn't feel the ground under his feet, but he could still feel his hand on Worm. His stomach did a flip-flop. Then the green light faded. Drake blinked. His feet landed on sand, and he could feel cool air on his face. Worm, Capri, and the Dragon Masters were standing on a pathway. A white stone wall lined one side of the path. On the other side of them was a tall, strangely shaped building, and Griffith was not with them. Worm, why did you bring us here? Drake wondered. Drake looked up at the big building. Each of the building's four sides was shaped like a triangle. The pointy top was capped with shining gold. Anna's eyes got wide. A pyramid, she cried. Drake, what have you done? Where are we? Rory asked. She sounded scared. Anna turned to her. I think we are in my homeland. But how? Drake started to say. Then he looked at Worm. The dragon's green eyes were shining. Worm must have used his mind powers to bring us here. That's impossible, said Rory. Dragons can't travel halfway across the world using their minds. Look around you, Rory, Bo said. It must be possible. We are no longer in the kingdom of Bracken. But why didn't Worm bring Vulcan and Shoe with us? Rory asked. Drake thought back to Kepri's cave. We were all touching Worm, and I was touching Kepri, but the other dragons were still in their caves. And now we are here, in the land where Kepri and I were born, said Anna. Wait, remember what I read in Griffith's book about sun dragon twins? Rory asked. Her voice was getting very excited. It said that every sun dragon has a moon dragon twin that can heal it. So Kepri's twin might be here, added Bo. Do you think that's why Worm brought us here? Asked Drake. Suddenly they heard loud voices. The voices came from the other side of the stone wall. Drake didn't understand the language, but Anna did. Oh no, robbers! They often come to the pyramids to steal things. That must be why they are here. We cannot let anyone see us or our dragons. But there's nowhere to hide, said Bo. Just then a boy stepped out from the shadows. He had golden brown skin and black hair like Anna. Follow me, he said. Chapter 8. A Strange Boy. Rory stepped closer to the boy. Why should we follow you? She asked. We don't even know you. Trust me, the boy said, just as the robbers' voices grew louder. I'm surprised to see that you have dragons, but I know how to keep them safe. Come on! We must hurry, Anna said. They had no choice. The boy waved for them to follow him, and he touched the pyramid. One of the big stones pushed in, revealing an opening. A secret door, Drake thought. Inside, quick, the boy said. Dragons first. He stepped aside to let them in. Kepri was weak, but Worm nudged her gently with his nose. She stepped through the door. As Drake walked past the boy, he saw a cord around the boy's neck. Something green and sparkling was dangling from the cord. A dragon stone! The boy slipped in behind Drake and the secret door closed. They were inside a dark tunnel. Flaming torches lined the walls. Drake turned to the boy. Who are you? Are you a dragon master too? He pointed to the green stone around the boy's neck. Anna, Rory, and Bo gasped when they saw it. The boy smiled. My name is Hiru, he said. I do not know what a dragon master is. My father gave me this stone. King Roland calls us dragon masters, Drake explained. We were chosen by the Dragonstone to work with dragons. I have not heard of King Roland. Are you from Faraway? Hiru asked. Bo nodded. Very far. Hiru frowned. How strange. Can you tell me why Wati brought me here tonight? Anna was stroking Kepri's neck. The dragon's eyes seemed brighter now that she was inside the pyramid. Who's Wati? Drake asked. Hiru grinned. He is my dragon. By now they had left the tunnel. They were inside a dark room, and Drake looked up. The ceiling was so far above that he couldn't see it. Then something appeared out of the darkness. A huge black dragon flew down from the ceiling. His eyes glowed bright yellow. With a loud cry, the dragon flew down, charging right at them. Wow. All right, we'll pick up tomorrow with Chapter 9.